obvious that there is a general gradual slope from the Andes to the west. It's a downward slope. This bird I hope I will get a closer view of. It's a kitty or something like that, kiki or something, but it has an upturned bill like a banana, he described. And notice this is the, well, now you can notice that it's the Chilean because it does not have a black tail. Little birds, of course, taking advantage of stirring up the water. And this is the Andean flamingo. I think that may, because of the black tail, I think it may be an immature one. And the reason you get this elevation and this sharp vertical configuration of the rock is because the salt migrates up to the water that falls on it or whatever, and that keeps driving the salt higher and higher.
Eggs take anywhere between 26 and 28 days. And when uno adulto.
Walt Disney put these here. David says there's nothing that grows here, but I'd swear this is an algae or something here. Here I just wanted to look closely at the incredibly subtle colorings here. Notice this pretty rose. And then a darker. And then the green. Here you can see the actual slow movement of this current. Very good on the show. David says about 83% of it is salt, and then it drives the shrimp, or floats the shrimp or whatever, down into this basin, and then we just scared them off, but you get a high concentration of flamingos here. Okay, here it's interesting. The tracks in the mud define the bird. This is the Andean, the one that's walking along here. That's how it feeds. But the Chilean one is the one I photographed earlier that does a dance, a circular dance. And you can actually see, when I focus down, you can actually see the individual places where it sticks its beak. As it indicates that there's 300 to 600 meters of salt beneath us. I would swear that's some kind of green sludge or slime. So walking on a trail of pure salt. There are spots where it seems like a snow slush, but it's not. Now here's a good example of the colorations. The white, and the purest white is the purest salt. The less white you get, including this section right over here, is the result of sand blowing and being caught by the salt. Okay, here you can see a perfect example of how these things grow. That little spike in the center will increase in height almost by molecular crystal by molecular crystal as the water forms on it from whatever source, out of the air or whatever, as it evaporates. There's certain prevalence of these structures that are like bifolds, if you will, with the gap in between them and then the crystals growing in between the two. Now here's another interesting dynamic. As you watch through the camera, you'll see that in the center here is a much higher elevation of these structures, and it tends to wander in a line. It goes over through there, goes up that way, goes this way. Then you'll see, if you look a little bit farther on, several of them going off in arches in different directions. Those are in essence underground rivers, or rivulets if you will, that create more water that evaporates, accelerating this process.
Die gids.
Oh, toen ik
Ja,
hier had
als
gereden.
het hier regent, dan zie je die allemaal aan, die zijn dan veel witter. Waar wij nou alleen maar witte randjes steeds hebben gemaakt.
At least yesterday was a golf winner. Yeah, no, it's about how Salar de Atacama was formed, the first inhabitants around Salar de Atacama, flamingo. Okay, I've struck twice already, right? I think this is the end of the tour right now. I mean, it keeps bringing up.